Good morning. Frustrated. Like I'm always frustrated when I try to go live. Always some kind of issue. Something always pops up. Doesn't want to work. Really? I don't have patience for this. I am back. Since I was gone for so long, my hair has grown out. Since my hair has grown out, I realized my whole head has turned gray. My birthday's in September. It's coming up, and I'm just done. I'm so done with this. It's really too bad that Anderson Cooper's not into women, because at this point, I would like to just marry into the freaking Vanderbilt family and call it a day. Okay. I'm back from the South, from the America in the South. Sur America. I love it there so much. The food is so much better. I took pictures of ingredients of Lay's potato chips to share with you, because there are 3 ingredients in there's Lay's potato chips. 3. Potato, salt, oil. That is it. Okay, Chairman, I'm 3 days after you, the 21st. On the 16th, I'm going to see Lil Wayne perform, and my son and I are going. So my little birthday gift to myself, to see Lil Wayne. What I realized on my trip is that I am much more on the Gen X side of things when it comes to filming and photos and all of that. I'm not good at it, guys. Like, I like to actually live my life. When I go to a concert, I'm not doing this with my phone the whole time. I'm like enjoying the music and the scene. So, it is very difficult for me to keep up with this video stuff. And then when the tech doesn't work, it makes me irritated. And I'm like, this is why I don't do this stuff. But my hair looks fabulous, so, what can we do? Last time we talked, I was in El Calafate, Argentina. And we talked about Melly, whatever his damn name is. He's got too many damn letters in his name. Anyhow, we talked about him, and we discussed how I couldn't believe that the judge would allow the case to carry on while an appeal was pending. Nowhere in any law in the United States can a trial continue while an appeal is pending about evidentiary issues for that trial, right? And if you remember, I was in Argentina, we were discussing this, and I said, I don't know what this judge is doing. I don't know how they're going to have the trial. I also said if I would have the trial, I'd be able to prove it without evidence, needing the evidence. But as it turns out, I was right. No surprise there. No surprise. I have been wrong. There's been a few times in my life. Almost 44, guys. So I'm going to say maybe once every 11 years. Like 4 times in my life I've been wrong. Definitely been wrong in my decisions about men. But otherwise, like in actual stuff, rarely wrong. Was not wrong in this one either. So Melly's trial is delayed pending the appeals court review of the last judge's ruling about the evidence. Good. It should be. Okay, good. Now here's the problem. It's delayed another 2 years. And our boy has been in jail for 7 years and has not been proven guilty. So at this point, if they don't allow this child bail, I hate to say it, but I might even get involved. Like, I might stick my nose into this court or something, because you cannot hold someone behind bars for a decade while they await their trial. That is not how we do things in the U.S. Now, I understand that we have a president who I like to call Taco, who has put the National Guard in place of the police in Washington, D.C., and that is not something we do in this country. Okay? I understand he also deployed the National Guard to Los Angeles without the governor of California's consent. Also something we don't do in this country. But somebody somewhere has to say, we don't do that here, and has to draw a line. No, Chairman, they cannot file for speedy trial because he already had a trial. So this is the retrial. This is un-American. Truly. Truly, truly. So Melly's just going to sit there. Hopefully someone bails him out. I mean, Belinda and I were talking on this. She made a great point. She's like, if he's out, he'll probably mess up. You know, if he's really the criminal that he says they say he is. And then boom, you get to pull him back in and you get new charges. Seems like a win-win to me. It's not like any of his friends are going to hang out with him after he, like, you know, 2 of them. I wouldn't. I'm not hanging out. Oh, you do that to friends? Nah, we good. I came home. I got a cough. I guess a cold. I don't know what's going on. I'm very irritated by it. My head hurts. Okay. So, have you guys heard about this girl on TikTok who fell in love with her psychiatrist? Please tell me you guys have seen it. Please, if you've seen it, if you know what I'm talking about, please tell me in the comments. I had seen like a thumbnail about it, but like didn't really think anything about it. And I came in the office yesterday and Belinda was like, dude. So she played this YouTube that was, I mean, I guess basically like a compilation of the lady's TikToks or something, and there are a lot of them. It's 72 minutes of this woman, okay? And she is batshit crazy. She is absolutely crazy. She says things like, the psychiatrist who gave her prescription medication asked her if she was feeling okay, you know, like any thoughts of self-harm or whatever. She took that as a sign that he loved her. Oh, he has feelings for me. It is wild. If you have not watched it, I watched this guy, I think it's called Therapist in Seattle or Psychology in Seattle, something like that. Anyhow, his name is Dr. Honda, Kirk Honda. And he is a therapy professor, blah, blah, blah. And so, like, he did a 2-part series on her videos. Hey, Nene, good to hear from you. Hello. So this Professor Honda did a 2-part video on the girls' videos. Yeah, when Belinda and I were watching it, I'm just like, this is me the whole time. Like, oh my God. At times I'm just like, oh my God. How is this even real? How is that a real human being? And then watching Dr. Honda talk about it definitely made me reinforce my views. Like, I guess it's actually kind of common that people fall in love with their therapist or something. But Anyhow, he taught. If you guys have not seen this chick on TikTok, or you have not gone on YouTube and seen the compilation of her videos, she is absolutely wild. She's absolutely. Have you ever seen Wayne's World? Wayne's World is one of my top 10 favorite movies. You know the ex-girlfriend of Wayne who brings him the gun rack as a gift, and he goes, "Oh, gun rack. I don't even own a gun, let alone enough for a rack." This girl reminds me of that girlfriend. Okay, she is delusional. Very entertaining material. Very entertaining. Although at the same time a little bit scary, because I feel like eventually we're gonna hear about like her someone, you know what I mean? And when we do, I'll follow that. Trust. Okay, so I had intended on going to Florida in September to catch some of Melly and what was his name? Stefan Stevens, the evil man who killed Maddie Soto. But while I was out of the country, Stefan took a plea. He did the same thing that the Idaho guy did. Was it Koberger? Took a plea to avoid the death penalty. So Stefan Gross, R.I.P. Maddie Soto, is now in jail for the rest of his life on a plea. Melly's trial is now delayed until 2027, so my plans to go to Florida are canceled. I am not going to Florida. Okay. I want to go to Chicago and I want to go to Philly. So if we could find some good cases out of those cities, I would love, 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 love to go visit them. All right. We're waiting until October for Diddy's sentencing. He's doing all kinds of things to try to like lighten the sentence or get out of it. I don't know that that's going to be what happens. The judge heard the whole trial. The judge heard all the evidence, and the judge is going to weigh everything. And I'm hoping that he actually gets some time. But, you know, there's really no justice in Trump's America. So while I was gone, the Florida police assaulted a black man. They punched him. They punched through his window and uppercut him. And now that I'm back, it's my understanding that the cop will not be prosecuted. No surprise there. None. Just disappointment. Just disappointment. Just disappointment. All right, so what I figure we'll do, since there's not a lot of, luckily, there's not a lot of trials going on. Maybe it's like a decreased crime type thing. I'm going to show you pictures from my trip. Okay? All right. All right, this is Argentina. I thought this building was cool. I am a white lady. White ladies love architecture. All right, so anytime I see architecture, I also love tile. Look at cool. Is that not a cool building, y'all? Look at it. Okay, so this is in Buenos Aires. I forgot what this area is called, but it's very famous. They have all these colorful buildings. I bought some art over here. There's Berlinite. Okay, now notice how like round my face is, and like look at it now. American diet, Latin American diet. I don't love RFK because he's kind of a weirdo, but he's right about the toxins in our food. Our food is so dangerous. Look at it. You see it right here. Look how chunky I look. Look at me now. I actually have a jawline. Okay. Oh, they had some cool cars. It's like a little car show. Got some vino. Look at this building. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, this is a plaque. This is their, what we would call the White House. It's the pink house. It's pink because they painted it with cow's blood a long time ago. This is the church that the Pope that just died worked in. He was stationed in Argentina. This is a guy named Guido. I just thought that was funny. Oh no, these are client pictures. Okay, hold on. This was so cool. I did make a video of this. I was still able to make videos at this point in my trip. This used to be a theater, as you can tell. There's a stage and there were balconies, and it is now a mega huge bookstore. It was cool. I bought a book there. I'm learning Spanish. My Spanish is getting better. This is over in Chinatown in Buenos Aires. My kids are obsessed with Ratatouille, so I did that. They sold this beer there. Bullen had it. I don't drink beer. And then we had dumplings. They're pretty good. When I go out of the country and I see AT&T, I like to take a photograph and send it to my friend Kelly, who I met at AT&T, and then we lament about how trash AT&T is. Oh, while I was gone, the CEO of AT&T came out and showed himself and said, we have no loyalty to our employees. Our employees have no loyalty to us. You come back to the office or you're fired. And that dude was always a dick, so there was like no surprise at all. His name is John Stanky, and he doubled his cash bonuses last year, but fuck you, employees. Isn't that cute? It's not cute. Wouldn't you want to go work in that environment? Like, aren't you just rushing to work at AT&T? Yeah, help the CEO double his cash bonus, but then go fuck yourself. Anyhow, that's why I take pictures of AT&T. Because Kelly and I are haters. Okay, we got boarding passes. Oh, look how cute the keys were. These keys were actual working keys to our little apartment in Buenos Aires. These keys, are they not the cutest little keys you've ever seen? Some tall building, pretty flowers. Where is this? Oh, this is in a mine in Iguazu Falls. Okay, the mine had a literal lounge in it. Check it out. This is in a mine. This is underground in a mine. I was like, oh, this would be the best place for a party. You know that movie Blow? Like, they had all those parties. Wouldn't one of the parties in that movie be perfect here? It was cool. These are some of the rocks that they mine. This is like what they look like raw. It's pretty dope. This is a big old amethyst. If you know me, if you follow, you know I love amethyst. That is my hand in the big old amethyst. This is the old tractor. Okay, now this on the other side here is Panama. So now we can, or I'm sorry, Paraguay. This is Paraguay. So now all of us can say we've seen Paraguay. Right here. Cool, huh? Pretty sunset. Ooh, yes. Okay. Anything that says Liberty, I always take a picture of. All right. Now, we got smuggled into Brazil, and we went to the Iguazu Falls, and then we went to a bird museum, and we're so cute. Oh my God. Belinda is so cute. She looks good in every photo, and that's like, she's got more like the millennial Z thing going. So camera comes out and she's like, oh, I'm cute, I'm cute, I'm cute. Me, I got the Gen X thing going. Camera comes out, I'm like, eh? Okay, check out this dude. Look at his curl. Look at the Jerry curl on this bird. It is fabulous. I said, okay, bird, I love that. Wait, can I zoom in? No, sorry guys, I can't zoom in. It is so cute though. His hair is fire. Look how mean this guy looks. I love it. I think if I was a bird, this is how I would look. Just like, what are you looking at? I'm a bird. Get away. This was a weird looking creature. This guy. More of him. Okay, so in Brazil, I went to a churrascaria, which is like a Brazilian steakhouse in Brazil. So yeah, that happened. And then they put the American flag and the Mexican flag. Okay, this I made a video about. These are in Argentina. They're basically like really cute raccoons. And this is Iguazu Falls. There's Belinda. See, look how good she looks. Every photo, she just looks so cute. And then look at me. Awkward. Okay, but this is the falls. Yeah. Fun. Okay, this was our guide. He was wonderful. Gustavo is his name. Oh, this was a really good smelling cologne. Buenos Aires. Oh, we had so much fun. Yes, I did get a Brazilian blowout, which I will show you photos of in a moment. Okay, then we took a ferry to Uruguay. So this is out of the ferry station. And this is in Uruguay. This is like where they did bullfighting. These are like, they do this yearly celebration, and these are their handmade and custom costumes that they do. They're really cool. I mean, they're really dope. And they have these beautiful old cars. And this is the beach out here. That's the ocean. This is from the bullfighting arena. Some cool art. Okay, here's me. A well. This is like it is now shops, but it was like a house, and they had a whole well in the house, which I thought was sick. Belinda and I, she took that fabulous picture at the ocean. Well, it's not the ocean, it's a river, but yeah. Uruguay. So the Spaniards, you know, they were all over South America. So they built these forts. So this used to be the bridge, and then that was like a wall to the fort. And now there's the cannons still there. And the city's like kind of behind that wall. Look how freaking cute it is, guys. Look. Oh, I took a picture so I could go back and find out how much this cost. I was like, I want a place on this little peninsula. It's beautiful. So they had these boats, and then we ate here, and I cried. I literally cried when I ate this food. It was so good. It was so, the first bite, like tears. I have witnesses. They will testify. Cried. Then we had this little wine. This is a cool building there. I liked this mural. This, my friends, for those of you who aren't quite my age, is called a payphone. You put money in it, and then you call people. Okay, so then Belinda and I, we went to a tango show in Buenos Aires, and it was really nice. It was like really intimate, 20 people. It was cool. I made a video with it on there, so feel free to look at that. Then we headed to El Calafate, which was kind of sad because I had been to El Calafate 3 years ago with my children, and we saw the glacier, and it was much bigger. So the glacier has gotten way smaller, but this is the glacier, and this is still Argentina. This was really like the only cold moment on our whole trip, truly cold. This color is my new favorite color. Glacier blue. I freaking love it. All right, so we had a lot of fun on the boat. Doesn't she just look perfect? She looks like a model in every picture. Look at this one. It had like the clear under it. I thought it was so cool. So cool. Okay, so then that is the place where I last live streamed, and I gave you my thoughts on Melly and the appeal. All right, then I did a little video from a shopping center in Chile. Then while in Chile, I got a Brazilian blowout. So my hair, for the first time in my life, is smooth and straight. It's not smooth right now, but look how smooth and straight it is. Ah. Not gonna lie, I also cried when when I saw it. I cried. It looked so good. It was so beautiful. Okay, so I absolutely love Santiago, Chile, but I hardly took any photos because I was like, you know, having my love of Chile. Then I went to Lima, and I did post a video from like the first missions that we saw. Oh, I'm going to show you this. Peru, they have these cute, they're toros, big bulls, and they make beautiful colored patterns. It's wonderful. They're really closely tied to their Incan roots there, which I think is dope. This was the view of the ocean from the top deck of the hotel. When I went to the pool, it's 360 view of Lima, Peru. It's all right. Now, this is called a pico sour. There's a huge debate between Chile and Peru as to who has the best pico sour. I think Chile, Belen thinks Peru. You guys will have to go to Chile and Peru and decide for yourself. I think I loved the Chilean pico sour. It wasn't like as like alcohol heavy and strong, and I don't, at home in real life, I don't drink. So I did have wine and such on the trip, but like just because we're off on the trip, okay? I do not drink at home, and so like really strong drinks, I'm not a huge fan of. All right, so from Lima, we went to Cusco, and from Cusco, we went to Machu Picchu. And this is our trip to Machu Picchu. It was hot as hell on this mountain. This is Machu Picchu. This is the town. These stacked tiers, they would grow crops on these. The mountain we're on we're on one of these up here. We're on a crop growing platform right here. Inside the city, the Incans did not allow like regular people. Okay, they did not allow regular people. So if you, like us, me and my viewers, we wouldn't be allowed in here. This was only like royalty, governors, the king's court, that kind of stuff. So like regular people weren't even allowed in temples, which is crazy to me. But they did have lots and lots of silos. They were big on food storage. Look at this. Y'all, if I had not physically stood here and taken this photo myself, I would think this is fake. It is so beautiful. Machu Picchu is wonderful. The hike was really difficult, though. I'm not going to lie. I thought I might die. And, of course, Belen, look how freaking perfect she is in every photo. And me, just nerding out. It's okay. I was born a nerd. I'll die a nerd. It is who I am. This is the other view. So, Machu Picchu is like one little area, but it's surrounded by mountains. And back behind these clouds is another glacier. Look at that. It's just breathtaking. It's crazy to think that in like 1000, these people climbed up these hills and used these stones and built these buildings. It's just wild. Fantastic. Okay. So obviously when you're at Machu Picchu, you take like a gazillion pictures of Machu Picchu because it's hard to get to and you probably ain't going back. All right, then we went to Puno, Peru, which borders or is on the edge of Lake Titicaca, which when I was a child, we're talking 4th, 5th, 6th grade, I don't know, but they told us about a place called Lake Titicaca. I laughed. Everyone in class laughed. I said, I got to go there. I went there, and it was amazing. Okay, so this is on the way there, just a real high mountain. Look how smooth the hair is, y'all. The hair. It's just so pretty. These are the Andes. The Andes are so interesting. Half of them are jungle. Half of them are forest. Some of them are warm. Part of the mountain's warm, part's not. This was the church in the center of Puno. Another. Oh, yeah. So we went to this restaurant, and they had a Houston. Sent that to my kids. Here's a gal just walking around in traditional Peruvian gear. Here is the statue that, if it did not contain the meaning it had, would be truly beautiful. This, I got more pictures of it. They make these dope dragons with like these huge, see the huge bug eyes? Okay, this is Puno. Did I get more pictures of the dragon? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so like you have the big bug eyes, but I don't like the meaning behind it. I love the art. I don't love the meaning. This is the Palacio de Justicia, aka courthouse. This is the courthouse in Puno. I did try to stop at like all the courthouses that I could because they're very interesting. All right, my next stop was on Lake Titicaca on a floating island. This is the president of her floating island. Her name is Gladys. This is a great little map here of the lake, and here are the floating islands. So these people, when the Incans arrived, they were like, no, we're not doing Incan. We're not going to be Incan. And they literally moved onto boats, which I think is sick. I love that. I love acts of protest. So they said, no, we're not going to be Incan. F you. They got on the boats, and then eventually they figured out how to make islands that float. And so they made floating islands, and we went and visited those, and they were sick. Here is another. Look at these dragons. They're so fun. The big eyes. I just thought they were so cool. Now, the Incans and the Mexicans had a direct trade route, and you can tell because the food in Peru is really good. And, you know, Mexican food is amazing. So I think the Mexicans helped the Peruvians learn, like, what flavor is, sabor. And I also think maybe it had a little influence in that art because the Peruvian art is sick. Next, we went to Ecuador. We hung out with Jaime and his family. And then we went to the Galapagos Islands and hung out with Jaime and his family. Then we came back and we went to a place called Cuenca. And in Cuenca, I saw the most beautiful courthouse I have ever seen. Here's me outside of it. This is the courthouse. I am talking, look at that. This is inside the courthouse. This is the courthouse, inside the courthouse. I said, ugh, if I practiced in a courthouse that looked like this, y'all, I'd be at court every day. It is gorgeous. It brought shivers. Ooh, shivers. This guy's name is Sucre, which is what you call a sugar cube. Look at this. This is in the courthouse. Look at this tile. Love it. I went into the courthouse library. These are their legal gazettes. I mean, okay, now we're past the courthouse. This is a church door in that same town of Cuenca. I just love art and architecture. This is part of the church. Now, we could have walked up to the bell tower, but by this time, Belinda and I had climbed Machu Picchu and several other islands, and we were not climbing any further. There were a bunch of pigeons, and they had this water, and I literally just sat there and sprayed pigeons, and it gave me so much joy. Spraying animals with water, it's unreasonably fun. Okay, then we went to this town called Cuenca. You see this here on this map. That is actually this building right here. We had gone up to this the night before. This is on the drive back down. We were literally in a cloud. Like, we were so high in the mountains that we drove through the clouds. You see that? We are literally in the clouds. There's a adjacent mountain. All right, here we go. This is all that is in. Look, right here, PepsiCo, made by PepsiCo, same as our Lay's potatoes. Papa, potato. Aceite vegetal, vegetable acid, or I'm thinking oil. Sal yodada, salt. Cloro de potasio. I don't know what that is. That's 4 ingredients. Now go in your little pantry and get out some Lay's potato chips and count how many ingredients are in it at home. Dare you. Actually, you know what? I'll do it. Oh, I guess they... Oh, they've reduced them to 3 ingredients here. Oh, okay. That was the trip. Our country is going to hell in a handbasket. I'm getting older. My earrings are fly. Got this jacket. Got this necklace. I got so much stuff. But that's all I got for you today, guys. So maybe I'll see you next week. Maybe I won't.